Good evening. Welcome in to another night of Cruise Line of the Cantrell Country Away Cruise Line Show. Glad y'all could be here tonight. If you're ninja watching, thank you for ninja watching. If you are looking to travel, then you've come to the right place. I am David Cantrell. I am the agent and owner of the Cantrell Country Travelway, where our goal is to plan or develop or seek those most magical vacations that you want to take. I love traveling. Traveling is quite good. Still have a lot of places I actually want to travel over the years. Actually, my list for traveling has gotten quite big over the years since I've become a travel agent. That's the crazy thing of it. So now I just travel and try to have fun. Oh man, guys, well, I'm glad you could be here. Please don't forget to say how. If you got questions, please ask me. If I can answer them, I will try to answer them. If not, I will find I will help you find that magical vacation. Sorry, guys, I'm in the middle of trying to find some things. One thing about being a travel agent when you're starting out, there's so much to learn, so much to study, so much to, you got so much training you have to do with your suppliers and sometimes you end up having to take classes, and it really is. So, I mean, even right now, I'm trying to get to where I'm looking at how to use logos, distribution material to be able to print and still do it legally and be able to promote my business, but promote travel things, to different places. I mean, obviously, my thing is everybody needs a vacation. Sometimes you just have to take a break from life. And really, to be honest, truthfully, to step away and take a breathe. And, especially if you're constantly working and working, I mean, it just seems like, I do get my days off, but man, it just seems like I work and work and work and work. And, my last couple of years have been rough and been nuts, but I keep pushing. And, sometimes you just have to take that break. One good thing about being a travel agent is sometimes I realize that sometimes, that old saying of you need to just smell the coffee. Sometimes you have to stop and smell the coffee and take a break and, just unwind and come to things. That's where my job comes in to make it easier for you whether you're planning a vacation or whether you have a plan itinerary in place that you just need help making the reservations and trying to find the best deals. That's what my job is. It's to help you guys to find, my job is to do all the research, find all the answers, and help you guys make the best decisions so that you guys can have the most magical vacations. And it's not easy work sometimes, but the glorified of it is that when you succeed and you can help somebody find that magical vacation and they have a great time and they come back and they say, man, we are going to use you again. We had such a great time, and they have a wonder. I mean, obviously you can't please everybody. Things can't always go 100% all the time, but when you're trying to book and help, and sometimes it can be, you look at things, especially when we're talking cruise ships. I mean, obviously tonight is the cruise line show, and we will be talking about a couple of shows coming up a little bit later in the show that I have coming on, and it'll be talking about, one is actually a travel agent from another thing. I do help and work with other people. And I know a lot of my people tonight are not so I mean, obviously for me it's important to be able to find these answers and all that. And if I can't, I know what people to go to that can help and find the answers, within whatever supplier I'm using. I mean, obviously, if you're talking cruise ships, obviously you got a ton of cruise ships out there. You've got the Princess, you got the Royal Caribbean, you've got Carnival, you got Disney Cruise Line, you got Virgin, you got Celebrity, you got Viking, which does do some transatlantic cruises. Not so much transatlantic, but they do certain cruises. I mean, Viking is mainly more river cruises, but still, you got Viking, which does have some ships that go to certain ocean voyages. You've got Canard. You've got so many different types of cruise ships. It's beyond belief. And it can be overwhelming, especially if you're a first time cruiser. It can be overwhelming to find the right cruise ship. I mean, obviously, a lot of what's going to affect you is, are you looking for adventure? Are you looking to just relax? Are you looking to, are you a party type people? I mean, do you like to go to dance clubs? Do you like to go to shows and entertainment? Which you guys can find aboard all cruise ships at some point. Now Disney Cruise Line is a little bit different because it focuses on Disney, so you won't see a lot of the stuff that you see on regular cruise ships. You won't tend to see on Disney Cruise Lines. But again, if you're a big Disney fan like I am, I love Disney. I love the IPs. I love the classic princesses and prince tales. I love they're starting to develop a lot of IP things from some of the Disney treasure. They call the Haunted Mansion, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And these are a couple of just small bars where you can get alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks but it's on, like the Haunted Mansion. It's based on the Haunted Mansion ride. 20,000 Leagues, based on the movie from back in the '60s of 20,000 Under the Leagues. It's just tremendous. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. And if you have not seen it, um, it is really, really, it really is um, awesome. I mean, obviously, like right now, I'd have a lot more people in here if half my half of my community wasn't in Baltimore right now. Which, to be honest, truthfully, I should have been in Baltimore, Maryland, as we speak, enjoying and sharing the fun with the Disney community. So this probably won't be a long stream tonight. Um, oh, in fact, I just got. Speaking of, this is when you go get crazy. I just got an email. Speaking of which, I just got an email. Okay, where did it come? Hmm, crazy. But anyways, so I mean, for me, it's about helping and making people's lives a lot less easier to help them find the right vacation. I mean, obviously, if you like casinos, then obviously you might want to think Carnival, Royal Caribbean, MSC. If you're looking for luxury cruises, then you're probably looking more for like Celebrity, Canard, Seabourn, and these are all different. And some of these are all under the Royal Caribbean and Celebrity things, but again, they're different cruise lines. Just some of them are under the same. They actually fall under their, um, because I know Carnival owns Princess, and I think one or two other cruise lines, but they fall under the Carnival cruise line umbrella. Um, Sweet petunias. I got an answer for one. Oh, hallelujah. Um, but so my job is to make it easy. I mean, because when you're looking for a first time, when you're a first time cruiser and you're looking at all these different things, and then you're looking at the different deals, because cruise lines are always, and you really want to try to find the best deal you can find, and there are a lot of good deals that are out there. um and you just want to make sure that you find the right one. I mean, obviously, and you want to make sure that you find the right amount of time, because I always say that when you're a first time cruiser, you don't want to do a lot of people. The more cruises they do, they tend to do a lot more days. They end up doing anywhere from 7 to 10 day cruises. Well, when you're a first time cruiser, especially if you don't know how you're going to react to the water, and if you don't know if you get seasick, and some people do, some people don't. And some people get seasick and still go on cruises. They just know how to deal with it, because there are things you can do to help you try to prevent you from getting seasick or keep the seasick minimal. But then you've got through all the paperwork you've got to jump through, making sure you got the right documents like passports, or making sure you've got, documents that allow you to get on the ship. So, I mean, most people do passports now when they do cruising. Even I do passports when I do cruises. It's just a lot easier. Obviously, plus you got to still end up having your driver's license, or at least for people from the United States, you got to have some form of ID, whether it's a driver's license or a state ID, and driving. So a lot of it comes down to, then you got to go through all that, and then you got to work on, how our some people, then you look at, okay, here we go. What are the monthly payments are going to be? How long is it going to take me to pay off for it? I mean, what type of stateroom do I want? Do I want an inside stateroom? Do I want a stateroom with a veranda or balcony? Do I want a luxury suite? Do I want a family suite? I mean, maybe you're traveling with a family and you're trying to find, and you got little ones that you're traveling with. Obviously, you might want to think of a family suite. And obviously, the higher you go up in the suites, obviously, the higher the prices are going to be. But still, you can find good deals working with a travel agency when you're going to look for your first cruises. And again, so for me, it's that's where my job comes in. I can sit and I try to, as a travel agent, I sit there and talk to you. I try to do a Zoom call, or we may talk through emails, but I try to ask to make sure I get the right questions of understanding of what you want, what type of staterooms you're looking for, the number of people that might be in your party that are going, so that I can find the right ones. I mean, maybe you want 2 staterooms that connect. Some cruise ships are fortunate enough where they've got some staterooms where they can connect by an inside door. Not all cruise ships do, but some do. But that is obviously a question that can be asked at the time that you're booking a cruise. And obviously, you want to know, obviously, what kind of entertainment are there for the adults. And if you got kids, obviously, what kind of entertainment you got kids, or like, usually most cruise lines will have some type of, unless it's like Virgin, that are mainly adult cruises, Margaritaville, mostly adult cruises. You do get Seabourn, Canard, mainly adults. You get a few family, but do they have something for the kids to help them entertain them, or helping them, things? So obviously those are things that you'll want to one, I want to ask as an agent. 2, things that you as the client want to make sure that I know as an agent, so that I know that I'm asking the right stuff. It really comes down to that when you find the right cruise, and then once you do find the right cruise, it's make sure that you got everything in order so that you can book right away, especially if you got good deals. I mean, if if you can find the right deal, obviously it's the good thing for you. And again, as the client, as your agent is working for you and looking for these, he should have a few different deals for you depending on what you want to go. Because sometimes if you go on one cruise, I encourage you as a travel agent, I encourage you to sign up for that cruise lines. Usually they got some type of group thing where the more cruises you book with that cruise lines, you'll get so many points for it. And the more cruises you take with that cruise lines, your points start adding up. You'll move to they usually different tiers. With those tiers comes different benefits within those tiers. And some of the cruise lines do have very good benefits when it comes to that. Some of them you can get onboard ship credit, which is onboard ship credits or credits that's money that kind of like money that you earn, but you can use to maybe book for a new trip, book another trip while you're on board ship. If you're already looking for a cruise and you're enjoying it and you want to book another cruise ahead of time, you can use it for that. Or sometimes I think you can be allowed to use those shipboard credits for like Wi-Fi packages. I'm not quite sure if you can use them for drink packages. I think you might be able to, but don't quote me on it. Not all the time. I can tell you, I don't think you can do them I think you can use them for the Wi-Fi, but not the drink packages so much. But they do come in handy. Again, though, if you get shipboard credit and you're ready to book for your next cruise, that it helps you. You can actually use that to help, I think, make a down payment on it. So, but so as you're a first-time cruiser and you're looking to cruise, one of the big things is what time of year do you want? You look at, like right now, Caribbean. We're coming into, we're almost getting to the point where we're going to be in the heart of hurricane season. Fortunate enough, so far we haven't had a lot of disturbances, but they do our tracking, and we are getting, unfortunately, August and September tend to be the biggest months for activity within the Atlantic and the Pacific for hurricanes. Obviously the travel agent can't be aware of all the, when the weather changes and goes south. But then that's when you ask yourself, okay, when I'm booking this thing, do I want to get the insurance with it to protect myself in case, let's say you have to fly from one state to a port in, say, Florida. Well, what happens, we know airline cancels flights all the time. Flights get canceled. I mean, like this last flight that I had coming back from Michigan, what should have only have been like an hour and a half to 2 hour thing, ended up being more like a 4 hour overlay in Charlotte because my flight kept getting pushed back. I didn't get home till probably almost 9:30, 10 o'clock that night when I flew in. But, again, that's, as a travel agent, I'm aware of those things and you deal with it. But if you got things that go wrong, like maybe you had an add-on for an excursion and maybe the client that does the add-on or the excursion don't have you, but somewhere along the way, if you book like through the travel agent, or you go with, maybe your travel agent works with the cruise lines for booking this add-on for travels, obviously somebody's going to have the trail paper, or well, what I like to call computer trail paper. Somebody's going to have it logged. And I always recommend making copies of everything email that you send. Back it up. That way, if you got it, then you can always pull up and say, look, this is And obviously, if you have a problem with, for some reason, if you're having an issue with cruise line, obviously, then you can call your travel agent and try to get it resolved. I mean, obviously, though, there are certain things you got to be aware of, and you got to use common sense. Like, if you're you want to go on a cruise. Let's say I wanted to go on a cruise Saturday. Well, trying to book a room on board ship cruise that would be taken off this Saturday, that's not common sense, guys. That's being lazy and waiting until the last minute, and that's going to be an 100% failure. It's not going to happen. And I've seen it happen where people have, I mean, if you ever watch videos of what they call port runners, and you see these people running to try to catch their ships as their ship's pulling out of port. The ships, there's things to make sure you're planning and be aware and use good common sense and thinking that you want to make sure that you get back in enough time so that that if you know what time your ship's pulling, make sure you get back before that time so that obviously you get left behind. That's at that point you couldn't, your travel agent even couldn't do anything for you. It's like you're just gonna we'd have to talk to the cruise lines and have them either try and have them help you catch up, and that's the other thing. If you book through the cruise lines like if you're doing tours and you book through the cruise lines, which again, your travel agent can help you with a lot of these add-ons through the cruise lines. That cruise lines usually keeps a record of where everybody's at, especially if they book excursions through the cruise line. That way, if the people call the cruise line and say, look, we're running this time, the people are going to be this late, then obviously the cruise lines are going to try to make, I won't say they do it all the time, but they try to do the best they can to make sure everybody gets forward on that. So either they'll try to wait an extra few minutes to try to see if you can get back to get on that, or they would arrange a pickup for the next port that they would be stopping. I mean, so obviously it's important that you just keep doing that. All right, with that, guys, I'm going to do, we're going to do this, and we'll be back in 1 minute.
Whether it's luxury or fun in the sun, Dave's got the tips to make your cruise #1. Tune in, sit back, let's plan your stay on Cantrell Country's Travelway. It's Cantrell Country's Travelway, setting sail on adventure every day. From island stops to ocean blue, we got your cruising covered through and through. Pack your bags and set your sights. We're cruising seas and booking flights from the ports to the waves where dreams come alive. Dave Cantrell is here to guide your ride. It's Cantrell Country's Travelway, setting sail on adventure every day. From island stops to ocean blue, we've got your cruising covered through and through.
All right, welcome back, guys. Thank you for watching. Again, I am the agent and owner of the Cantrell Country Travelway. If you are looking to travel, and I do everything from domestic travel, like if you want to go to, let's say you want to do a Civil War site, or maybe you want to go to the Grand Canyon or the Yosemite National Valley, or maybe just take or get a cabin in the Smoky Mountains. I do those domestic travels, but I also do cruise lines, Disney trips, Universal trips. I do work with airlines. Obviously, I work with cruise ships, cruise lines for sure. But again, this is my link. This is my address to the Travel Leaders Agent profile. It'll tell you a little bit. If you copy that and copy and paste that, it'll take you to a link that'll take you to a homepage that will tell you about my company, tell you a little bit about me, tell you about some of the things, some of the areas I'm specialized in, some of the places that I have visited over my lifetime at this point. And it'll give you a review of a client that I was able to help. I always love to have clients' feedback. I am able to help, and I do look forward to being able to help you and if you are looking to travel. So that is if you're there, or if you want to directly out to me, this is my business email. You can reach out to me through the Cantrell Country Travelway at gmail.com. Obviously, that is my direct business email for traveling, which is also linked into the Travel Agent Leaders Network. So, copy and paste that and reach out to me. Even if you got questions, even if you're a traveler and you got questions, I don't have a problem. Even if you don't want to use me, but you got questions, please feel free to reach out to me and just ask me the questions. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. I just love helping people, and that's what my logo for this company is. It's about helping you find your magical vacation. So I mean, obviously being, when you are a first-time cruiser and you're looking to cruise, it's really important to remember several facts that you make sure you got all your documentation in order. You don't necessarily have to have a total idea of what you want, but it helps with, especially if you don't know what you're looking for the first time. That's why I encourage you using a TA, which is called a travel advisor or a travel agent. People use the different terms, but it's usually either a travel advisor or a travel agent. Talk with them, ask them questions. They can ask you and guide you in the right directions. They can help you plan, or they can help you, get your reservations for the itinerary that you have. The one thing that I always tell my clients, though, is when you're doing that, make sure you're being flexible. Whether you're doing a domestic travel, like maybe you're going to Six Flags or Cedar Point up in Ohio, or maybe you're going to Washington, D.C., or or maybe you're going to Disneyland, the 70th anniversary. I always say, though, be flexible, be prepared, just be ready for things, be knowing that things can change real quick, such as airline flights getting canceled, bad weather can pop up at any time, especially at this time of year. Especially if you're doing cruises down in the Caribbean, between now and in the fall. It's obviously you want to be aware of that and things. And again, a good travel advisor is going to advise you. That's again, as a travel advisor, I always say if you're going to do it, whether you're just doing a domestic travel, you might want to get the airline insurance for flying in case bad weather happens and you miss your flight, or something happens if you're doing a cruise line. I always say get the travel insurance now. If you asked me 2 years ago about it, I would probably have told, I'm not going to lie, I would have said, I ain't so sure. But now 2 years later, with the training I've gone through and backgrounds that I've gotten since then, I fully advise that it's things can happen internally. Maybe a death in the family pops up, or maybe somebody gets sick. Emergencies happen all the time. That's why I always say make sure that you think about the travel insurance. So that's another topic that you would want to have to talk to your TA or TA about. Again, and see, these are things that when you're first time for anything, maybe you're traveling for the first time cross country. I mean, maybe you're an adult that's never traveled anywhere, and all of a sudden you want to take your first trip to, say, to the Grand Canyon or the Rockies, or the Black Hills in North Dakota. These are things that you want to talk about. I mean, obviously you'll want to talk about when do you want to go, how do you want to get there? Do you want to go by rail? Some people love taking trains to different places. Some people love to fly. Maybe it's your first time cruise lines. I mean, this is a cruise line ship, and we're talking about cruising, and I'm kind of getting into the aspects of being a first time cruiser. These are things that you want to think about. I mean, what do I do if I get sick on board? Well, obviously you want to make sure that why are you getting sick? I mean, do you have your medicine? Are you running short on medicine that's helping you from getting sick? Maybe you've got, maybe it's a blood pressure, or maybe you're on diabetes and you're having to take certain medications, or, maybe you've got some health issue that you're having to take medications. Obviously the ship can help you. Them knowing that can help you get it. And again, that's talking to your travel advisor. But again, it's on making sure that you also you talk to them and say, this is what you're doing. Because with that, you have to list. It's important that you really inform the cruise ships of what medical issue. If you have medical issues, you need to let your cruise ships know about any serious medical conditions. Now, like me, I do have high blood pressure. I do take blood pressure medicine. Obviously that's not a big issue. So I wouldn't usually report it, but like if you need oxygen tanks or, something like that, then obviously you would want to make sure that your TA talks with the cruise lines, gives them this information, talks with them, make sure that you're on the same page about, I need O2 tanks, or maybe you need something to help you sleep at night. Like maybe you got sleep apnea. They can help with some of that. Maybe you travel with pets. Obviously, some cruise lines don't allow pets on board, but there are certain rules that govern that, especially if it's certain pets that are, they're care pets or stress pets, things like that. Then you would have to talk to the cruise lines to make sure what is the legality of it and what can you do on that. And that's something, again, your TA should be discussing with the cruise lines. But again, it's important to let him know that, you know, you got a puppy that you use, or small dog that you use for traveling, for to keep you from panicking and all that. Obviously, you'd want your TA to know that. So, I mean, again, guys, if you got any questions, and if you're out watching me, if you're ninja watching, thank you for ninja watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit if you are enjoying this, please hit the thumbs up. Share it out. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Again, my name is David Cantrell. I am the agent and owner of the Cantrell Country Travelway. And I do like to help people find their magical vacations. I am good. We can help you plan a vacation, or I can help you with, if you have a vacation that you've already got planned out and just need help finding a way to get into reservations and all that, I can more than happily assist you with that. Make sure at the end of the day that you have the magical vacation and you have the best, you know, when you go, you have the most magical time. So please, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask. Or if you don't want to ask, I mean, if you want to ask me in private, again, use that email. Reach out to me. You can find me at there, and we will take care of you as soon as I will answer the questions to the best of my ability. Okay, guys. Well, like I said, I know most of my community is in Baltimore, Maryland. And I appreciate y'all being here that are ninja watching. I do think I've got a couple that are ninja watching. So thank you for being here, guys. And with that, I'm going to say, let the Cantrell Country Travelway help you find your magical vacation. Oh, I do want to remember, if you do have cruises, guys, I do want to bring one more thing up. Next week, I do have a good okay, what you guys saw was an overlay for next Thursday, 6 p.m. on the Cantrell Country Travelway Cruise Line show. Her name, we call her Monorail Molly. She is in the Disney community. She has helped me a lot with some things. She works with a lot of other Disney, the moderator for several channels. But she did actually was her first time cruise within this past month, and she is willing to sit down with us on Thursday night on the 14th. And oh, Jason, good to see you, buddy. I didn't think I was going to see anybody from the Disney community. I know I know they're all busy having their first night at the Baltimore, Maryland meetup. I wasn't expecting any. Good to see you, buddy. I'm actually working my butt off right now, trying to get some things together to put on the Cantrell Country Travelway Discord. And when I get some things, as soon as I talk to some other things, I'm looking through some Disney things that I might be able to use. You might be able to start seeing some deals from me or see some deals that I might be able to use, or try to point you to cruise things, hopefully fairly soon on Instagram. I do have a page for the Cantrell Country Travelway for that. There's not much most posted there yet, but when I do, we will get the right link to it and post it so you guys can look. I also do have a Discord that if you'd like to see some pictures that I've posted from some of my past travels, I can do that real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. If you are looking to, if you really want to see, how are you doing tonight, Jason? It's always good to see you, buddy. What you're about to see there is the link, an invite link to, if you really would love to see some travel pictures that I've posted for my travels over the years. A lot of it will be Disney, St. Augustine, some other places I visited up in throughout the southern states of Kentucky, Tennessee. Click on that link. You'll have to answer some questions, because if you are looking to travel and you're interested, but you're interested in learning more a little bit about me to help you decide if you'd like me to be your travel advisor, travel agent, then obviously you can click on that link, go take a look at my pictures. It'll have contact information over there, my business phone, my business email, things like that. So yes, I'll look forward to hopefully finding leaving to pick up a steak. Well, okay. Well, hey, thank you for stopping in. Obviously it was good to see you. It's good to see you in here. I don't know if I'll be doing any streams this weekend, guys, on Disney. I may do some Disney streams as put, but I definitely, again, guys, you have the link stored. Well, that link changes all the time, Jason. So I don't know if you've joined it, but just click on it and it'll take you there and fill out the few questions, and I guarantee you I'll see it and I will make sure it gets approved so you guys can see the pictures that I do. I mean, obviously I'm hoping to push my clients that way so they can see some travel pictures. I'm trying to use every social media that I can to, I'm working on trying to get Instagram up and running. So guys, again, if you are looking, hopefully guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and the like up. And I definitely, well, tell Gloria I said hi, Jason. But yep, anyways, so I'm glad you guys could be here again, guys. Like I said, the overlay I'm about to show you is for next Thursday. if you really want to learn what people are like when they go on cruises, this is the time to come ask questions. I actually have another good travel advisor coming on in 2 weeks from tonight on the 21st. You really don't want to miss her. She really knows her stuff. Come back and definitely talk to her. But again, make sure you come out next week at 6 p.m. and check out Monorail Mountain. It'll be interesting to hear her stories. It'll be interesting to see her slide presentation. I know she's working on putting a slide presentation together for it, so it should be really, really a fun time. And she's going to come out, and she supports me a lot, guys. So let's come out and support her. I've had a lot of people support me in my business decisions and what I'm doing. So it's really great. But all right, guys, with that, I'm going to call it a night. It'll be an early night for me since we don't have much of my Disney community, and I haven't seen much of the cruise lines community in here tonight. I got to get back in starting to make thumbnails again, and I probably will when our kids go back to school this week. I'm reaching out and trying to, like I said, talk about things and find a few questions. So I'm hoping that I'll start having some deals put up on the Instagram posting, and hopefully they'll go over there and check it out and have some things. So with that, guys, I'm going to say thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for Ninja watching and supporting. And with that, let Cantrell Country help you find your magical vacation. Have a great night. Bye-bye.